Well, hello everybody, and welcome into the video. Today, we're talking about pitch shots, okay? And I'm talking about the most basic pitch shot that we all need to learn how to play, and I don't care your skill level here. This is beginners, intermediate, advanced players. And it's just really mastering the art of hitting the square-faced pitch shot. Okay? I see so many people nowadays, it's always open face, aiming different directions, trying to hit these specialty shots. When you look at them and you go, you don't need to be doing that. You know, why couldn't you just taken your pitching wedge with a square face and pitched it up on there to the green and got it close to the hole? So that's what I'm showing you today. I'm going to show you the mechanics, the setup, a couple of little drills, and then how we can use different clubs to get the ball closer to the hole. So you're going to want to stick with me here and really watch this video. I was given a lesson the other day to a really good young player, just finished his freshman year of college. As a matter of fact, had just come back from the junior college national championships, where he had a great 4-day tournament. I think he finished 2 over par for the whole 4 days on a very tough golf course. And he came back and was talking about his pitching. I asked him, you know, what was the part of your game that you felt like let you down the most? And he said it was his chipping and his pitching, that he just never felt like he was getting the ball close to the hole. So we went out onto the golf course, and I just was throwing balls down in different scenarios and then using different clubs and watching him. And every shot that he was trying to hit had an open club face aspect to it. There was never a square contact on the ball, so his ball's constantly coming off the club face, spinning. And he's never able to get the ball close to the hole because he's not really been able to judge how the ball's going to spin. So he and I worked real hard that day on just getting really good at what I just refer to as the square-faced pitch shot. So what I did to him is I made him get in there and get square to the target, meaning body square parallel to the target, club face perpendicular to our target line. That's what I'm referring to as square, okay? As you can see, I've got 2 sticks on the ground down here, just kind of aiming out here at this flag. And I just got him in here, and we just worked on hitting shots with a square face, getting the golf ball to come off the club face in the direction that the club face is pointing. And why do I think this is so important? It's because if we can't tell where that ball's coming off the club face, is it coming off to the right, is it coming off to the left, how are we ever going to judge where our ball's going to be? And when this student of mine, we were out there talking on the golf course about this, and he's very cerebral on the golf course. He's got a really good golf mind. I said to him, I said, now, under most situations when you're on the golf course, I said, doesn't this shot apply? And he said, yeah, it really does. And so he started thinking about it. He says, you know, I can be more basic in my pitching and get better results because the shot's easier. And that's exactly what we're working on. So again, set up from this angle. I want square stance parallel to your target line. If you want to do anything, you can let that left foot drop back just a touch. But then I want shoulders to stay square, club face perpendicular to the target line, and learn to move that golf club back and forth with that club face staying square. Now from the face-on angle, here's what I want it to look like. Again, I just have a square club face, normal grip, club face perpendicular to my target line, stance parallel to my target line. If not, left foot drop back a little bit. I like to let mine drop back a little bit, but I'm not letting my body open. I'm letting my body stay square. Then I want you to just let your weight lean on that front foot a little bit and let that shaft of the club lean forward a touch. This is going to help you promote an up and down motion. So now all we're looking to do here is just take that club back square, use our pivot, let the pivot move the arms, and just learn to hit that ball solid. All right, now I'm showing you a very different view right here, a view we don't normally get to watch golf swings from because we don't want to get hit by a golf ball. But I want to show you a couple of the mistakes that I see people make. And hitting this little square-faced shot, I want to make sure I take that club back on plane and really feel like I let that club face stay looking at the ball for a good bit of the time. I don't want that face opening, and I for sure don't want it to go back closed. So I'm just using my pivot, club face stays square. Now, I see people all the time give it this one, sucking that club back to the inside. That's a bad one. That makes you swing out. What my student was doing, he was taking the club back, everything was going back outside, and he was getting a glancing blow. So all we want to do here is we want to take this club back. I've got my stance all square. I've got my club face aimed properly. Keep that club face square. So as I said back earlier, what I'm looking for in this shot, I'm looking for us to learn to have the ball come off the club face in the direction the club face is pointing, okay? Which for us in this situation would be down the target line. So here's a great little drill. I've taken my 2 alignment sticks and I've just stuck them in the ground 4 or 5 feet up in front of where my ball is. And I've got them about a grip's width apart, okay? And I just want to stand here and hit pitch shots, getting myself square so that I can make that golf ball go through these sticks every single time. Now, the game gets to be fun where how close can I get the sticks together? So I'll come up here and really get them close together. So now you can see they're just basically about a hand width apart. And from my perspective here right now, it looks like that golf ball will barely fit through there. But again, get myself aimed, stand here and hit pitch shots. I missed through these sticks. That got through there, it hit the stick. So all this is doing is just getting my focus, laser focused, that went right through the middle, as to where my golf ball is starting, its starting line. Well, I've actually moved over to the chipping green now. I'm just going to show you a couple of scenarios of what I'm talking about here. I've got 2 sticks in the ground, one up here shorter and one over there a little bit farther, okay? And I'm going to hit some shots to these holes, but I'm just going to use the same technique that I was just learning down there, just a square-faced pitch shot, but just using a different club to get a different result. So for the short one here, I'm flying the ball about halfway, so it's about a 50-50 shot as far as flight and roll. That's kind of my pitching wedge. I just want to get set up nice and square, make that little swing, pitch the ball up there on the green, and have it roll right up next to the hole. And it just doesn't get any easier and more basic than this in the short game. When we get opening that face and getting our angles going, and even what the tour players are doing now where they're using that right hand, you're adding a lot of difficulty into the shot. So again, square stance, square face, little pitch. I pulled that ball right there. That was not very good. Now, let's go to the one that's across the green a little bit more. Now I'm not sure that I would use a 9-iron if I was on the golf course because of this upslope right here. But I'm doing this just for examples for you. But just the same little shot with the 9-iron, and just look what the golf ball does and how much farther it rolls. Okay, I could have hit that a little bit harder, but it was solid. There we go. So I want this shot to kind of be my default shot. That I want this shot to fit if I can make it fit. Now, if I can't use this shot, then we got to go to something different. But here's the same shot using a sand wedge. And you're just going to see the ball's not going to roll very far when it gets to the green. It gets up in the air a little bit higher. It's a little bit softer, but there's nothing fancy going on with my shot and my mechanics. Well, there's the mechanics, there's a drill, and there's an example of how you use this just little square-faced pitch shot. It's very, very simple. It's easy to perform. And like I said, it needs to be your default. It needs to be your go-to shot. Get really, really good at this shot, and you're going to see your scores drop way down because you're going to start pitching the ball up close to the hole. Yes, if you need to open the face and you need to hit one higher, you got to have that shot in your tool bag as well. And I've got videos out there showing you how to do it. But when you're playing golf, do the basics first. Get really, really good at the basics, because the better you get at the basics, the better you're going to be at everything else. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps your golf game, and I hope it makes you shoot some lower scores, because that's what I do here on this channel. I give you advice, sound advice, fundamental advice, simple golf advice to follow to help you shoot lower scores. So if that's what you like and you're interested in, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you never have, and come and watch my videos, and let's get better together at golf. Okay? I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.